work with every part of the human body because we are physical, we are emotional, and we're spiritual. And so if I just swallow a capsule, if I go to a health food store and buy a vitamin, that vitamin might do something for my physical body. But it's the essential oils that work with all of us as the human beings. So for example, the amygdala gland in the brain, the only way that you can reach that gland to release emotional traumas that have been with you for, years and years and years is through the sense of smell. The sense of smell triggers the amygdala gland in the brain. And this is why when we're dealing with emotional concerns, we want to be breathing in these very specific scents, very specific smells of certain plants, which then speak to the human body, kind of like a communication system, and tell the body, hey, listen, Joyce, let go of that stress. You don't need to hold that anymore. That is only triggered through the sense of smell. And that's what I have been so grateful for these last 20 years as a certified wellness coach, to be able to help my clients not only physically, but also emotionally and spiritually.
Now, which oils would one use if they want to release trauma, and if they want to do it through the olfactory or through the nasal passages, breathing it in? How would one do this, or how is it recommended to release trauma?
Yes, anytime you want to release trauma, you want to actually breathe the oil, and this is why we use a cold air diffuser. We use a diffuser so that we can set it, right on our desk or wherever in the kitchen, wherever we are, and be breathing in. Now, we can do this in the palm of our hand, Joyce. We could take 2 or 3 drops of essential oil, rub our hands together, and just breathe deeply for 2 or 3 minutes. That has a similar effect as well. But I like to put them in the diffuser and have it sitting right on my desk where I'm working all day long. Now, certain oils are more geared toward the physical body, and some oils are geared toward our emotions. So, for example, frankincense oil, which of course is a very famous historic oil, is beautiful for depression, overcoming depression. So we encourage our clients to be diffusing that frankincense in the air. Another thing that's beautiful for emotions are all of the citrus oils. So that would be lemon, orange, tangerine, grapefruit, and then Young Living has just a tremendous blend called Citrus Fresh. And so by breathing in all of those citrus oils, and again, putting them in the diffuser, you say to yourself, I don't know why, but suddenly I feel better. It's just such a beautiful thing, Joyce. And this is why I am so passionate about, in fact, I predict, Joyce, that essential oils will prove to be the most powerful natural medicine in our lifetime.
Yeah, without a doubt, and people are just learning about them. Now, we're talking of items that can make you feel better. We're talking about essential oils that can make you feel better. There are also edible essential oils, and I do want to talk about that because you did this most gorgeous book called Eating Out of Heaven's Garden. And listeners, it is a color book. It is a bound color, gorgeous book, 150 some pages, on how to use these oils in food, which is something that most people have absolutely, I'd say 99% of the people in this country have never thought about doing. And so you cover other things here also, but the importance of these oils, which who would ever think about using thyme oil or maybe sage oil or nutmeg oil or dill oil, which is so much stronger. So if you put sage, you're going to have sage seasoning in your dressing. That's a dried herb. But talk about the comparison, if you would, please, between the essential oil sage and the dried herb sage.
Absolutely. So if you think about it this way, Joyce, essential oils are like dried herbs on steroids. In other words, essential oils are about 50 times more powerful than a dried herb, because before that herb was ever dried, it was an oil. The oil has the healing properties, the powerful properties. So, for example, with the sage, good gracious, if I'm going to make a dressing, all I have to do is take a toothpick and just gently take the tip of that toothpick in the sage oil and then I'm going to stir it into whatever I'm doing, if it's a sauce, a dressing, whatever it is, and that is about all I need. So first of all, it's very economical to cook with essential oils. Of course, I'm always going to put them in at the end. So if I'm doing a spaghetti sauce in the winter, what I love, Joyce, look at the oils you would know, or let's say look at the dried herbs you would use in spaghetti. You'd use oregano, thyme, basil. Well, oregano and thyme are absolute virus busters. You cannot find any drug on the market today that's going to touch a virus. But you look at oregano and thyme. So when I stir that into my spaghetti sauce at the very end, after I've already turned the heat off, then I know that my family is getting that little bit of extra virus-busting action in the spaghetti sauce, not to mention the flavor. So it's fantastic. Now, I do want to say this caveat. You must be using a therapeutic grade essential oil. This is why I have aligned myself with the brand Young Living for 20 years, because I have found consistently for 20 years that I can count on this brand as being certified therapeutic grade, which is also food grade. So I wouldn't just go down to a store and buy an oil and use that in my cooking at all. I would never do that. But you want the therapeutic food grade. And so your food has this great flavor. And here's something awesome, Joyce. Because of my cookbook coming out, you know how sometimes you just start meeting people because of something. Well, anyway, I was able to meet a wonderful chef in Sedona, Arizona, and another restaurant owner up in Seattle, and have become very good friends with both of these women. And now they're using essential oils in their cooking and in their restaurants. And it's just so much fun to see this spread, because there's a lot of excitement out there for cooking with oils.
And the recipes that you have in here and the how-tos of using this, like using dill for salmon. I mean, if you don't have a dill in the wintertime, you've got dill oil. Black pepper oil. Believe it or not, there is a black pepper oil. So these items can be added to your food, and none of them are going to be negative at all. They're all going to be positive, and that's why it's so important, I think, for us to learn to use these one at a time. You don't have to, do a crash course on it. Even ginger for your drinks, your fruit drinks. I mean, not fruit, but if you're going to do a juicing, just use a drop of ginger. Not everybody always has ginger on hand. So dill, nutmeg, oregano, sage, thyme, tarragon, because nobody ever has any tarragon growing in the garden, it seems like. Basil, rosemary, and ginger. They're all available at the Power Mall, and those are the oils that we're talking about. You've got a recipe in here for beautiful beet soup. And who would have ever thought about putting, an essential oil in beet soup? But there's caraway oil. There are just so many things. I mean, you don't have to say, oh, I can't fix that because I don't have that today. You have the oils and you've got it.
It's fun. And here's what I like to do, Joyce. I have a beautiful, wooden, kind of a hand-carved wooden round tray with a little lip on it. And I put all of my cooking oils in that beautiful round. I always like things to look pretty. My mother taught me that. So I have them not close to the stove. I wouldn't want them to get heated, but I have them in the kitchen ready to use so that I'm not thinking, oh, where's that oil? Oh, it's in the bathroom. No, I have all my cooking oils right there in the kitchen.
It works.
Yes, I'll tell you my favorite, though, if you're ready for this. My son my youngest child is 18, just went off to college, came home this weekend. He said, Mom, everybody at college wants to try your famous organic cinnamon rolls. Well, can we make some? I said, you bet, as long as you'll help me. So my son was, he's a big football player. He's in the kitchen with me this weekend. We make a triple batch of organic. I grind the flour and everything, Joyce, from scratch. And my son got his sleeves rolled up with a rolling pin. And what we do is, when we put some beautiful butter, organic butter, on the dough.
Okay, stay right there. We got to hear the rest of the story about your son and his cinnamon rolls after this 4-minute break with Terry Seacrest. Stay tuned to the Power Hour. Joyce and JD here. We'll be right back. Break the bond of Big Pharma Pharma. Hi, it's Joyce Riley with the Power Hour to tell you about the powerful benefits of Strauss Heart Drops. Many people today are locked into the routine of taking multiple prescription drugs. Strauss Herb Company believes that everything the body needs is provided by nature. Strauss Heart Drops may clear congested arteries, restore damaged muscle, maintain healthy cholesterol levels, and flush toxins and metals from the body. They may even be helpful in treating varicose veins. And unlike prescription drugs that are packed with chemicals, Strauss Heart Drops are 100% natural and harness the healing power of herbs like garlic, cayenne, white willow bark, and mistletoe. For the full line of Strauss products, I urge you to call the Power Hour at 877-817-9829. That's 877-817-9829. Or visit thepowermall.com. And remember, beware of knockoffs. Get the original. Get Strauss Heart Drops.
Gold isn't for you? Ted Anderson, president of Midas Resources, one of the world's premier gold and precious metal investing firms. I get it. You wouldn't buy gold if you believed that the government is doing a great job, that the Fed will stop handing out trillions of dollars like bailout candy, that Social Security would be there for you. That's not what's happening. You might even pass on gold if the stimulus package wouldn't fuel inflation, or that the dollar wouldn't lose value, or that your retirement would be secure. If all looks rosy to you, then now is not the time to buy gold. For the realists, there have never been more sobering reasons to diversify with gold. Since 2001, the US dollar index has tanked 30%, while gold has risen 300%. Right now, savvy investors are adding gold to their portfolios. You should too. Find out what they know. Call us and I'll send you 10 reasons why gold will do very well, free. 800-686-2237. 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
A 30-day GMO-free emergency food supply for only $99 at 30dayfoodsupply.com. You can purchase Oregon Trail Foods' 1-month supply of high-quality, nutritious, and healthy emergency meals for less than $100. These vegetarian meals are naturally high in fiber, carbs, and protein, and they're packed with oxygen absorbers in Mylar pouches. They're completely free of any artificial flavors and colorings, have a 20-year shelf life, and take up to 70% less space than number 10 cans. They even offer a gluten-free option. Oregon Trail Foods and 30dayfoodsupply.com keep prices low by buying directly from the producers in Oregon and then passing the savings to you. Purchase a 30-day, 90-serving emergency food supply for only $99 this month, and $10 ships your entire order. Visit the website at 30dayfoodsupply.com or call 541-229-0010. That's 30dayfoodsupply.com, where they make preparedness affordable. 30dayfoodsupply.com.
My name's Clyde, age 59, now reside in Florence, South Carolina. The doctors diagnosed me as having clogged arteries. Felt like I was carrying heavy concrete blocks around my feet and legs. I started taking Heart Body Extract as directed. It is less than 3 weeks and I'm like a young man again. It's unbelievable that an herbal formula can work so fast and so powerfully.
Learn the secrets of an effective, natural, 100% organic nutritional supplement for a healthy heart and circulation at hbextract.com.
Our big story. Gun owners react as politicians continue to ban high-capacity magazines state by state.
I think that these weapons ought to be stopped.
Magazine restrictions have already happened in 9 states. Staffed with formal special operations personnel, GunMagWarehouse.com is the only company that specializes in gun magazines. GunMagWarehouse.com has the largest selection of the magazines you should stock up on. Go now to GunMagWarehouse.com before it happens in your state. Get it before you regret it.
Welcome back to Power Hour. Thank you for joining us, caring about your world and doing the next right and honorable thing. I just want to tell you that the Quarterly Review of Biology, many of you have this. It's volume 73, number 1, the Quarterly Review of Biology, and it's called Antimicrobial Functions of Spices. In this report, which is about 10 pages long, we have it at the Power Mall. If you purchase something, ask for it. It is proportion of bacteria inhibited. In other words, they show which of these spices inhibit bacteria the most. If they go through garlic, onion, allspice, oregano, thyme, cinnamon, tarragon, cumin, cloves, etc. That's all in here. And then also it will tell you which bacteria is killed by which spice. For instance, everybody's heard of allspice. You put it in your apple pies. Did you know that it will kill Clostridium botulinum, or will kill what's commonly called food poisoning, E. coli, Serratia marcescens. It's amazing as you read this, and this is available at the Power Mall. It's a lot of information here on all the things that cinnamon will kill, and cinnamon is huge in the amount of bacteria that it will kill. So this will help you to understand and also to show your friends. Available at the Power Mall, 877-817-9829, or go to thepowermall.com. We're talking to Terry Seacrest today. And Terry, you were just getting ready to finish a statement. I apologize for having to break in there.
Oh, that's okay. So what I was sharing with the audience is that my son asked if I would make these organic cinnamon rolls, and I said yes, as long as she'll help me. And so we're both in the kitchen this weekend making, huge batch to take back to college. So what I do, Joyce, is I melt some butter, and then I add 5 drops of the Young Living cinnamon oil into the melted butter. And now again, just like you said, that cinnamon oil is highly antibacterial and it's antiviral. It is just amazing. So then I take my pastry brush and brush this onto the dough that we've rolled out and put all of our other ingredients in it. Well, it gives the cinnamon rolls a kick. There's no other way to describe it other than the flavor has a kick that you just don't even know where it's coming from, And so then I also put a little bit of the orange oil in my cream cheese frosting. So the cream cheese frosting has the Young Living orange oil in it. Well, anyway, last night about midnight, I get this text from my son, and here's what he says. Mom, he said let me read it here. He says the cinnamon rolls were such a huge hit, I had to take the second pan and hide them in my closet just so I could have some.
Wow.
Sounds
like a college, yes. Sounds like college kids. But who would think about using cinnamon oil or orange oil as opposed to, going and getting the cinnamon and the stick and, it's just amazing. And it's 50 times stronger. 50 times stronger.
It is. So good for your health. I cannot remember the last time that any of our family members, thank the Lord, that any of our family members have ever gone to the doctor. I can't even think of it because we just have not gotten sick. We've been healthy. And I think that's God's way. That is how it's supposed to be,
Yes.
But there's so much unnecessary illness in the world today. It really breaks my heart. And as a wellness coach, when you talk to these families and you interview the kids and they have every symptom imaginable, most of their symptoms are created from what the parents feed them, Joyce.
Yes, without a doubt.
So sad.
It is. And, when you find out, for instance, when we were talking about this spice report here, that we call it the spice report, but when you look at this and you realize all the things that can be killed by allspice, anise, basil, bay leaves, all these different items, you realize God knew what he was doing. If he gave us the bad stuff, he says, I'll give you what will take care of it. But you're going to have to do some homework. And, for instance, celery seed. Now, who would ever think about celery seed? They have celery seed oil at Young Living, and it kills bacillus, it kills Clostridium botulinum, it kills staph. I mean, it's just incredible. Who would think celery
exciting.
seed? It is.
It's very, very exciting. And Joyce, we had a client one time that had a very serious staph infection in his upper thigh. And he had been on 3 rounds of antibiotics. And finally his wife called me and said, you're not going to believe what's happening. Do you know if the oils could help this? She said the antibiotics haven't touched it. And I said, of course there's no guarantee. But I said, just let me show you some research. I showed her some research on some specific oils. And I said, this is up to you. If you want to try, it's up to you. So here's what she did. She took frankincense and thyme and oregano, those 3, frankincense, thyme, and oregano. And she put 7 drops of Young Living brand oil in so that's a total of 21 drops in a capsule. And her husband took that every 4 hours. And do you know, within 24 hours...
Okay, all right, save it for us after the break. Save it for us. We've got to go to this 3-minute break.
Independently leading the way for the nation. Compelling talk for every political persuasion. We are GCN.
Don't complain about your cable
something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
I will never forget the day my son Jeremy told me he hated me and slammed the door in my face. I'm behavioral therapist Janet Lehman. Behavior problems can turn the child you love and your life into a nightmare. That's why my husband James and I created the Total Transformation, the step-by-step program that shows you how to fix the worst behavior problems and get your child to respect and listen to you again. No matter what the behavior, defiance, backtalk, angry outbursts, disrespect, we can help you stop it. Now you can get the Total Transformation for free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. You can keep it forever for free.
Limited number of free programs available. Call now. 1-888-912-1595. 1-888-912-1595. That's 1-888-912-1595. 1-888-912-1595.
Welcome back to Power Hour. Thank you for joining us. 33 minutes after the hour, we're talking to Terry Seacrest, the absolutely most beautiful inside and out person who knows the essential oils inside and out also. I want to recommend one box of oils, or one container, one presentation package of oils. It's called Golden Touch 1. It has 7 essential oils in it. It is the sort of the best, financially that you can purchase, best deal that you can purchase. And it has Digize in it. We could go over all these. Maybe we'll have time. Melrose, RC, Raven, and Indoflex, along with Thieves and Juvaflex in this one box of essential oils. It's formulated for wintertime discomforts. Also at the Power Mall, when you order, you can also get the quarterly review of biology, or the spice report we were talking about. And I really want to recommend Terry's book. Eating Out of Heaven's Garden is so good. It will inspire you. It'll make you feel good. It will make you want to run out and do all these things for sure, because it got such gorgeous pictures of them in here. And it's available at the Power Mall. Eating Out of Heaven's Garden. It's on sale. We have it priced on sale. And also we have the Chemistry of Essential Oils, the Healing Oils of the Bible. It's a DVD on how to use those healing oils of the Bible. There was a reason they used each one of those oils. And then also Healing Oils of the Bible, which is a book that you can get. An Essential Oils desk reference, pocket reference, the Essential Oils book, and Young Living cookbook, available at the Power Mall, 877-817-9797. 9829-877-817-9829. And Terry, when before we'll get back to your son's, or get back to the capsule that we were talking about earlier, but a Young Living Golden Touch 1. Why do you recommend Young Living Golden Touch 1 kit?
Thank you for asking, because I do believe this is what I call the Fall and Winter Rescue Collection. It is my number one selling collection with my clients over 20 years, because, Joyce, number one, it has thieves oil in it. And thieves resonates at 150 megahertz frequency, which is extremely high in the ability of killing bacteria and viruses. Thieves is your number one defense that you're going to use on the bottoms of your feet for sore throat, strep throat, anything that has to do with bacteria in the wintertime. The RC and Raven power oils for the respiratory system. Everyone wants to have these oils on hand for the fall and winter. Also, the EndoFlex. Women, I'm just saying, you're going to want it. If you're, even over 35 years old, you're going to want this EndoFlex for nourishing and supporting your thyroid function, your hormonal function, your endocrine system. Fantastic. The JuvaFlex will keep your liver clean over the fall and winter. The Melrose, oh good gracious. Melrose is your number one oil for fungus, mold, and yeast. Fungus, mold, and yeast. And this Melrose has been a beautiful oil when you put it on a cotton ball and you just insert it in your ears when you have an ear infection of any kind. It is a beautiful solution to ear infections. There's no reason for young children to be getting these tubes put in their ears, to be put on antibiotics. The Melrose is beautiful for fungus, mold, and yeast. And then the Digize, I would never travel without it. I've got several bottles packed for my European trip tomorrow. Digize is for the digestive system. It is so powerful, it will kill parasites. It will purify your water. You rub it right on your abdomen when you have any discomfort. Let's say maybe you go to a restaurant and you get food poisoning. You're going to use your Digize. Also, to be proactive with your digestive system, put a drop or two of Digize in every glass of water that you drink. It is a beautiful way to improve your overall digestion over a period of time. So I am such a firm believer. The RC and the Raven choice, when you rub those on your chest and over your lungs and put those in your cold air diffuser, you can see a difference literally within hours. People say, Terry, I think I'm coming down with something. I've got a lot of mucus and this sort of thing. Get on the RC and Raven right away. RC stands for respiratory comfort. Raven goes into bronchitis and pneumonia symptoms. So that is why I'm a firm believer in this collection for the fall and winter season.
And the beautiful part about this is, like Terry's talking about, is if you have the therapeutic grade oils, those are the ones that can be consumed for the most part internally, but you kind of need to have a book and know what you're doing, because there are probably a couple of them that you can't use internally. But when you have the therapeutic grade of these oils, you can use them to put in capsules, you can use them to put in your drinks, you can use it to put in food, and you can use it to put in suppositories. And there are some that work so fast for coughing. If you cannot quit coughing, there is a suppository. And I forget, was it Raven and RC together? Do you remember?
Yes, Raven, RC, and then you take a little bit of olive oil and fill up that, or coconut oil.
Coconut oil, yeah.
Fill up the suppository. There is a nerve ending point that goes directly from the rectum to the lung area, and boy, does that ever work.
Mm-hmm. It works amazingly well. And you put those essential oils, you can put it in a little baggie, a small baggie, and down on the tip of the baggie, and put coconut oil in there, mix the oils together with the coconut oil, and then put it in the freezer for about 5 minutes, and you will have the suppository. And it is amazing. And I would say for children, so much better than letting them just cough and hack. And that's something really important to know about. But there's so many uses. Diffusing, like you talked about, suppositories, drinks, food. I mean, just putting them on your hands, smelling it. Just putting it on your temples, putting on the back of your neck.
Yes. Oh, yes. In fact, if you want to have a good night's sleep, let's talk about that. There is that kind of little indentation at the base of your neck called the occipital. So if you just take your finger and you rub that little indentation, by putting a couple drops of lavender oil or stressed away blend that we have, on that point, it will uptake to the brain right away. What a beautiful way to calm you down before bed and help you have a really good night's sleep. Another thing, Joyce, is if you say to yourself, I'm new to the oils, I really don't know what to do, always know that if you rub them on the bottoms of your feet or down your spine, those two areas of the human body have nerve-ending points that will transport the oil to the entire body in about 21 minutes.
Whoa. 21 minutes. So it'll transport it in 21 minutes throughout your body. Incredible.
Yes.
Now,
and
along with that,
you'll if you try this with garlic, if you try rubbing garlic on the bottoms of your feet, Joyce, in 21 minutes you'll actually have garlic breath.
Wow.
Wow. It's a great way to test out what I'm saying.
Now, also, they did a study with autism with children and using an oil on them.
Mm-hmm. Yes. This is amazing. Young Living has just come out, Joyce, with a brand new collection of oils called Reconnect. That's the name of the kit, Reconnect. And it is blended specifically for children with autism, for any brain-related issues, dementia, any issues like this. And please note for your audience to check out that collection called Reconnect. It's a very new collection.
Oh, well, good to know. But they actually tried, and I forget I think it was brain power. That's right, brain power.
Yes.
And they placed that on an autistic child and did a study with it. I remember that just impressing the living daylights out of me as to what happened as a result of that. Let me go back to, you were talking about putting frankincense, thyme, and oregano in a capsule, that somebody had done that. You had recommended that?
Yes, a very dear friend of mine, and I didn't recommend it. What I did is I showed him the research, and I said, you guys talk about it. You guys decide what you want to do. They chose to do it. They had been oil users for years, and within about 48 hours, the staph infection was gone. Now, this is after 3 rounds of antibiotics that did nothing. And so 48 hours the gentleman took the capsule filled with those oils every 4 hours. And he took one capsule every 4 hours, and it killed the staph infection. So, again, I am not prescribing this. I'm not suggesting this. I'm only saying you can do a Google search yourself and research those 3 oils, and you will see the powerful properties of those 3 oils.
Absolutely. And we give no medical advice on this program. This is for your educational and entertainment purposes, but you can go to thepowermall.com and get the oils or call the Power Hour.
Terry, I have a question that might be kind of silly, but I think it's interesting. I drink a lot of coffee, and Joyce and I were just wondering if there are any oils that we can add to our coffee that might be a double whammy of tasting good and adding some health benefits. Any oils out there that you know of that we should be thinking about putting into our coffee? And I'll just say also that I'm a big fan of the pumpkin spice lattes until I found out what was actually in them, and that no pumpkin has ever been anywhere near a pumpkin spice latte. But if there were things like that we could use that would add some health benefits, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Well, I have a lot of clients that love to put a drop of cinnamon, drop of nutmeg, kind of the same things you would see in that kind of a latte. And they'll put a drop. I have a lot of clients that put 1 drop of thieves in their coffee because, again, that thieves has that great, just like we use thieves in pumpkin pie. And so that same great flavor, that cinnamony clove type of flavor, you have that flavor in thieves. And so go ahead and try that. I think you'll actually really like it. The other thing some of my clients do is they'll put a drop of orange oil. And, there are some very exotic coffee houses that you can go to where they will have an orange-flavored coffee. So orange oil is a great one. I would just play around with it. You really can't go wrong.
Mm-hmm. And probably if you add a little cream to that wouldn't hurt either. That would be awesome.
You have to have some cream, otherwise it's going to be too strong.
Yes. Let me ask you about Rebecca here at the Power Mall wants to know about the shelf life of essential oils.
Oh, that's an excellent question, Rebecca. So essential oils, actually, you'll find today that they are used as preservatives in a lot of different cosmetic products and things like this because of the extremely long shelf life. So way back in 1910, when they opened up King Tut's tomb in Egypt, they found huge jars of essential oils. They took those essential oils into the laboratory and had them tested, and they tested in perfect chemical constituency. That is amazing. Now, there's two things to note about that. There was no sunlight. There was no heat. It was a cool environment. You don't have to refrigerate your oils, but you also don't want to ever put them in the trunk of your car, on a hot summer day. You don't want to put them in the sunlight. And you don't want to heat them. You don't want to put them next to a candle, and heat them. So as long as you keep them in a nice, cool environment, just don't keep them any longer than 3,500 years.
Oh, man, that's going to affect everybody's perception of oils, that's for sure. Well, and let me also ask you, let's say a person could only buy 5 oils. Let's say go to a deserted island, 5 oil choice. What would that be? If you could only take 5 oils, which ones would you want?
Okay, I would want the Thieves Blend, absolutely, for the immune system, because the immune system is the common denominator between health and disease. You've got to have a strong immune system. So I would choose Thieves. I would choose frankincense, because frankincense is very similar to lavender in that it's good for every system of the human body. I would choose peppermint, because peppermint has tremendous properties for, how can I say this? If you have an injury and you have a tremendous amount of pain, you want to immediately put a drop of peppermint there. For the cortisol, the effect is the anti-inflammatory effect. Peppermint will bring down a fever. So you're definitely going to want to have your peppermint oil on hand. I would want to have the single oil of oregano, would be my number 4. And then I'd probably want a blend called Stress Away, because if I was stuck on an island, I'd probably have a little bit of stress. So I'd probably want the Stress Away blend.
Okay, that's interesting. That is interesting. I'd like to open up a couple of people. If you have questions, comments, 855-995-6923, 855-995-6923. We've kind of kept Terry for ourselves here and haven't shared her with you all, but I do want to make sure if there's any question out there that you might have, that you have a chance to get it in. Would you mind telling the story of what happened when you were pregnant and how you felt like your first life was saved by an essential oil?
Yes, Joyce. I went into very heavy labor at 7.5 months with our 3rd child, little Joseph. As a result of taking an airplane flight at 7.5 months, when the airplane went up to altitude, my stomach just got huge, and I felt very sick and went into heavy labor when we got home. Now, we've been using dried herbs for 20 years, so I had all the confidence in the world in dried herbs, but nothing even came close to helping me stop the labor. So the midwife that was going to deliver our baby was driving to our home, timing the contractions, when suddenly she screamed at me and said I would deliver in 7 to 10 minutes, and that the baby's lungs would not be fully developed and that his life was in danger. She wanted to fly me via helicopter to the nearest hospital, which frightened me at the time. It sounded horrible. So I asked her to wait 1 minute, and during that 1 minute I got out of bed, I got on my knees, and I asked God if there was anything strong enough to stop heavy labor in our home. I instantly heard 3 words: oil of lavender. Didn't know one thing about lavender. The only reason I had that Young Living bottle, Joyce, is I had read that it was good for sunburns. My husband grabbed the lavender and marinated my stomach with 20 drops of lavender oil, and in 45 seconds, my heavy labor stopped. I went into labor every day for 6 weeks because even though I was put on bed rest, when I got out of bed just to go to the restroom twice a day, it threw me back into labor. Every single time when we put the lavender on, it stopped again. and it prevented that premature birth of my child. And on the due date, on the exact due date of the birth, I put the lavender away, went into labor, and my baby boy was born in 30 minutes. In fact, he came so fast that the midwife missed the birth. So
Wow.
he was born, and then she got there 10 minutes late to help me out, after the birth. So
There's
it was
no
a miracle.
way-
It was a miracle.
There's no way anyone can deny the power of lavender in that particular situation. I mean, that was phenomenal what happened to you. Absolutely. I'll never forget
phenomenal. Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah. Jerry in Tennessee, I'll hold you over. We're going to go to the break right now, but Jerry in Tennessee, go ahead. Never mind. I thought I could sneak him in there. I tried, Jerry. We'll be back after this 3-minute break. Final segment coming up with our guest today, the incredible Terry Seacrest. Call the Power Hour. Get your oils. They work. We'll be right back.